Hello, it's Dragon. How are y'all doing? Today, we have a special guest. Everybody, please welcome Punky.
Hello, everybody. Punky here. What's up? How's everybody doing?
So, today's topic today's topic is a little bit difficult. Today, we're going to be talking about grief. And I'm going to pose you guys this question. What I guess I'm going to say this, what is your particular experience with loss and grief and coping. Who wants to go first? All right.
So, I guess I'm lucky enough to say I haven't lost too many people in my life, but when I was younger, like about 7 years old, my mom's mother, my grandmother, died. She had multiple sclerosis really severely, and um, I think she had like a stroke something and it caused her to go brain dead. And I don't remember much of her. I do remember that when I'd go over there, she'd always give me a big sloppy kiss on the cheek, and she was always kind of grouchy, grumpy, but she was super sweet with us. And I was so young when she passed away that like even at the funeral, it didn't really compute with me that she wasn't coming back, that she was completely gone until like maybe like a few months later. And then I like we went over there and visited my grandfather, and she wasn't there. So that's when it hit me that she wasn't gonna be there anymore, and that was hard to deal with, especially at a young age and not knowing what exactly happened and why. But um, when it comes to things like that, the one thing that'll get you through is family and friends and people, your support system being there for you to talk to you.
It's definitely hard to, especially when you don't know them and, you know, you see like a family knew them really well. So like you kind of as and when you're younger, you're trying to kind of make sense of like, who was this person and what was my connection to them. And I I don't know if I've had too much experience with that particular thing, but uh, for me personally, it's been more along the lines of like people who have been really close to me, like really close to me that have like when they pass on, it just really hurts. It hurts a lot. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Talidris, and he's gonna kind of answer this question.
Okay, well, I'd say like for me, I haven't had too many like experiences where like people like close to me really like passed away, like kind of like Punky. But one thing that I did remember that came into my mind is earlier this year, well, my dad's dad, my grandpa on his side of the family, he passed away this year, and like I was close with him, but I didn't see him all too much. But like yeah, when it happened, I was like surprised when it happened. Like I couldn't really believe it too. But then like what I really did to get through it was like I had like family and friends to get me through it. Cause I remember that same day like we went on like PS4 to like just get my mind off of it, you know.
I believe for us, for the two of us, for me and Talidris, it's been very much a uh, video games, and I think even I'm sure even Punky can relate to this. Like, not only just video games, but also music has been a big part um, of us in our circle, uh, in terms of like coping, because those are our ways of expression. Like, sure, you've got family, but like, I've got my specific, our like specific friendship circle is what I'm mentioning. and I guess you get through it, like, because there you make healthy friendships, and you surround yourself with people who are gonna work with you, and they're there for you, they're always caring for you. So yeah, I mean, you get through it, it kind of ends up working out. So I have a question for you, Punky. What are your ways of coping? For me specifically, it's games and music. What are some like healthy strategies that you use that maybe somebody who's listening, maybe they can learn from?
So for me, mostly, when it comes to coping with anything really, not even just loss, but anything like depression or anxiety, for me personally, I really turn to my creative outlets, my music, even just listening to music. Writing helps a lot, even if I'm just writing in a journal or typing, a journal entry into my computer, and you know, you can erase it afterwards, and it's like you address that thing and you write it out, and then you can delete it, and it's kind of a way to kind of come to terms with things, writing, and I think good distracting yourself, not to the point that you're completely avoiding it, but that you're using it to like distract yourself so that you're not, completely drowning in it. Listening to music, playing video games is a great way because that's very immersive. Reading, watching movies, television, things like that can really help you kind of separate from that for a while to help build up um, your emotional strength again.
So you mentioned writing, correct? So do you find that apart from um, just writing in general, just to distract yourself, do you find that you often include whatever has happened, whatever has transpired? Do you include that in your writing, and is that a way that you kind of deal with the loss that you've had?
I think it depends on what I'm writing because sometimes I'll write a diary entry and that I really kind of, talk about it straight up, write about the exact thing. And then maybe if I'm writing like a poem or, something that's more creative, I will take a piece of it and try to incorporate it, but not so in the face. I try to make it more subtle, but everything that I go through has a place in my creative work. So you can find it in almost anything that I write. You could see glimpses of it.
Very interesting. Thank you. Talidrius, I'm actually gonna pitch this question to you as well. In in your writing, uh, do you find that you in your writing and music, do you find that you also kind of build off of the events that have happened, or do you write more to kind of just cope with it and just like would write something completely different?
I would say like I would probably when I write music with guys, what I usually do is just to like cope with it. Like I usually don't base like my writings off of events that would transpire, but what I would usually do is just write like to cope along to just to cope with the situation really.
Okay, cool. Um, Trying to remember the question I had. So, yeah. So, of course, when you're going through this particular, when you're going through grief, when you're going through loss, of course, family is very important, and family and friends, I should say, is very important. So, Punky, what has your experience been with that in that particular um, area? Like like when you experience grief, what part does family or friends play in that? Yeah.
Well, family and friends are very important when you're going through something, when you're grieving. Sometimes just having them there as like a shoulder to lean on is all that you need. Um, in situations like that, it's there's no right thing to say to somebody that's in grief, but I think in those moments, just them being there is what is most important. Their support and them, listening to you if you need to talk. And I think that you really do need your family and friends when you're going through that. They help you. Um, they help you keep your mind off of it, or they'll, you know, try to cheer you up. It is very important to have that support system.
I'm gonna kind of build off of that. I'm gonna say that the three of us, we have one particular friend that is who who's our who's our bandmate who would like the super joke cracker. Like if we were down, oh, he would just come up with like the best jokes, and it like cheers you up, like, and it gets you laughing, cause like, and that's the thing, like having somebody who's like, right, that's true, like having somebody who's like silly and funny around you, like that just kind of helps. It just kind of
I mean, I can think of a lot of times that this specific person, when we were feeling down, he made us laugh.
so okay. I want to actually hear this, Talidria. So why don't you actually talk about it? Yeah, yeah. Share some stories.
All right, so one day, I was kind of feeling down, and I went over to hang out with that friend we're talking about, and it was around last year. It was a pretty snowy day in the winter, and he thought of the idea that he takes a makeshift snowboard, so basically a skateboard without wheels, and he and we built up a snowy hill, and then I filmed him going up the hill of snow, and like he crashed and burned each time. It was funny, and I just left there with a smile on my face.
I'm pretty sure. I'm Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's a video of that somewhere. I'll link it on Twitter or something if I feel it being appropriate for the thing. Okay. So any other particular stories you would like to share? Because I know you're very good with stories. I'm not so much good with stories. I like asking questions, but when it comes to like particular stories, I'm not so good at that. I I will say this though, like this topic I picked very specifically because recently, I want to say about 10 days ago, I lost my grandfather. So it's very much a current topic, and it is very difficult to talk about. But that's what we do here at the Sunday Perspective. Of course, we stay within the TOS. We don't want to cause any violations, but still, I think it's a good opportunity for us to have those difficult conversations to kind of, you know, it's called the Sunday Perspective, which basically means it's our perspective and our guest perspective on this. So, like, because it's so fresh in my head, I would rather talk about it now because, like, I can I can be genuine. I don't have to dig in and find the words that I'm looking for. They're just gonna come, and I'm gonna say something kind of building off of the thing is I was very close to him, like to my grandfather, and even with Talidris and Punky, he was really close, and I honestly think that it it wasn't just me who was affected. I think when both Punky and Talidris found out, I think it was devastating for for all three of us, because he was such a kind soul and treated everybody with respect and humility and dignity, and it was the best thing ever. But at the same time, it's also I am also happy because because of the memories that he gave us. All the times I became an author because of him. So like having that memory is just so wonderful. Um, if you guys have any particular stories that you would like to share, I would definitely be open to them. All right, Talidris got one. All right.
All right. I forgot the first one, so I'll go to the second one. I don't know how I forgot it, but one time I was here a couple years ago. We were just getting dinner. It was and I was hovering over like grabbing like the rice from the thing, and then there was like it was like a kind of a rice dish with like peppers and stuff in it. So Dragon's grandfather was sitting right there by me. So I grabbed the rice like spoon, put some rice on my plate, but then a um there was a pepper. It fell right in his drink, standing right up just like this. Just one pepper just sitting right there in his cup, and it looked like it was like it didn't even look like I did it unintentionally. It looks like I put it there, but like everybody saw it and we just started laughing. That was funny. Yeah, I'll think of this. Like, I don't know how I forgot it.
It's fine. It's fine. You got anything? All right, here we go. We're going to now we're gonna go to hold on. I gotta fix the microphone real quick because it's coming out. We're gonna go to Pinky for or Punky, Pinky. What? Excuse me. Yeah, Punky. For the story. Yeah.
So, I think the first time I ever met him was at the Battle of the Bands, which was our band's first time performing in front of any audience, and it was for a web series that I was in at the time. And he, came in and sat down, and some of the bands that played were actually like more towards like the metal genre and harder rock, and it didn't matter what the band was playing, how hard it was or whatever. He was sitting there and he was, he was moving his hands to the music. He was just jiving with every song that came on, and everybody loved him. He was just the sweetest thing, and he was so in the moment, just enjoying the music,
Right.
and it was just what a way to meet somebody. That was such a great memory.
Right. That's
That one it has a special place in my heart. That one.
yes. Oh my god. That was great because he brought everybody with him. Like my entire family was there, and then he was just there in the middle. Just that part I find so funny because it was like just straight up metal hard rock music, and he was like. "Da, da, 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 da." He was just jiving with it. It's so funny. All right, here you go, Talidris. I'm gonna go to you now.
Okay, yeah, like one time I was here a few years ago and it was me and Dragon just rehearsing our music here, and then we were just like playing our songs, and then like we needed someone to record us, so we asked your grandfather to come up, and he was a really good cameraman. Like he was getting really good shots of us. He was like really into his like that with the phone, like zooming in on us, dancing around. It was really funny. And it was wholesome too. Like we got some good shots of that. That might actually still be on our social media pages.
Yeah.
It might be, yeah. If I see the thumbnail, I remember it.
We gotta find.
We gotta watch it.
Oh man.
And I think we might have put in the comments like credits to grandfather for a good,
Yeah.
like something like that.
We need to find that video. Oh my god. And the what? Yeah, the pictures. I'm actually gonna. What I'll do it at some point, maybe in the next podcast. Punky's actually gonna make a slideshow, and I'm gonna put that up.
I have an idea for a picture.
Yeah.
In the slideshow, do the one where Battle of the Bands when we were all there.
Oh yes,
So that way the viewers can like picture like what we were seeing.
that is true. Oh my god. And one thing I want to say, kind of with just everything. So as you could probably tell, I'm streaming on a completely new device, and I've got a PC now, a gaming PC. Holla! Oh God, voice crack. Holla! Yeah. Anyway, so I this isn't I know what y'all are thinking, like how does that relate? It's not completely detached. Like, so when I was building this, I actually did it with his tools. It's like a simple thing, but to me, again, kind of coming back to our coping thing, it was a way of coping. It was a way of moving on and saying, when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, okay, I used his stuff to make it, and that's just, yeah. So now we it's now we've talked about some of your favorite memories of my grandfather. So what were some of your favorite, funny, hilarious, I would say, memories that you had with your grandparents? I would go to Punky first for that.
So, I remember when I was younger, my cousin, she lived with my grandparents, my mom's parents, and it was her, her brother, her mom and dad, and then my grandparents all living in this house. And me and my cousin found a mistletoe. It was around Christmas time. And we were really young, we were only like 5, 6. And we went walking around the house, and we made sure to hold the mistletoe above everybody and give them a little kiss on the cheek. And, we went over to my Nana, and she was, kind of like just laying in bed. And we came over and we held the mistletoe above her head, and we both gave her a kiss on the cheek. And it was, that's I don't have a whole lot of memories with her because I was really young, but that one does stick out. And I do remember another time where me and my cousin were kind of obsessed with wanting to become super like spies. and, and we would creep around the house, try to act like we were like super coy, very, quiet, sneaky. And she would just be like, "What was that sound? No, I know I hear something going on over there." She saw us. We knew she saw us, but she played along, and it was. I do remember those two things, and it was. They're sweet memories. I'm glad I remember it.
So wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Punky. Thank you so much. You got any teenagers?
Yeah, I got one I can think of that's a funny memory. Well, it's very recent too, but I have had a lot of like good memories with my grandparents when I was younger. It took me a while to think of a really good one off the top of my head, but just one just came to me now. It was actually from a couple weeks ago when I visited my grandma. Right now she doesn't live at her home. She lives at like a nursing home. She moved there like a couple years ago. And what they do now is because of like current events, you can't go in there anymore. So what they have is like window visits. So like what we did during one of our window visits is it was me, my mom, my grandpa, and my uncle. I think my dad too. So we were just talking to her through the window, and then here's the funny part. Like my uncle, he was growing like a beard, and he took his mask off and he showed my grandma. He's like, I'm growing a beard. What do you think of it? Do you like it? And she said, no.
Just straight up denied. All right. If if do you guys have any other points that you would like to mention just to kind of wrap it up? Cause yeah, this actually um more than just a podcast. This was kind of a little bit of a test run too for my new rig. So we're just kind of just making everything work. But yeah, sorry, I'm gonna come back on topic. Um, anything that you would like to add, Deledris? And all right, well, everybody, with Teledris, I'm Dragon, and this was the Sunday Perspective. And oh yeah, Punky. Well, listen. We normally, I'm so used to like not having guests that I just like completely forgot. Punky is here too. And yeah, it's just something I gotta get used to. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. And if you're watching in the VOD or on YouTube, thank you for checking out the video. And yeah, we will see you on Monday. Bye, y'all.